Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope you're doing really well in this moment in time, and that whenever, wherever you happen to be on planet Earth at this moment, I hope that you're able to take all of the cosmic energies in stride. I mean, we are having all kinds of things going on right now, including the full moon. And it is bringing a lot of ascension symptoms, as well as typical full moon symptoms, but it seems to be a little bit more intense than what we're used to in a full moon. I mean, Pisces being the sign that the moon is in, of course, that's going to make us a little bit more, shall we say, watery? Maybe more emotional, maybe more feeling the feels a little bit more, no matter what the feels are that you're feeling, as well as maybe you're a little bit more moody, quite possibly. So there's a lot of things. I'm going to go over some ascension symptoms. I found another person on Instagram who has a pretty big list. I'm going to tell you, for me, I have been having the worst indigestion. Now, I thought it was the burritos I ate last night, and being the smart Virgo that I am, I'm always prepared. So I had a little bit of apple cider vinegar. I mean, organic with a mother, just the healthiest possible vinegar. And I had that in a glass of water, and I had a quick water chaser because vinegar, right? So I did that, and 99 minutes. I slept for a whopping 99 minutes. I put on the music that I like to listen to that really puts me in a deep sleep and gives me a lot of high vibrational energy. And I did that, and 99 minutes into that, I woke up with the worst indigestion. So I took more vinegar, and I just sat there for an hour with indigestion. After the vinegar, I took charcoal. After the charcoal, I sat there for an hour, hour and a half, and finally went back to bed. And 105 minutes later, again with the same exact scenario, I woke up and I couldn't sleep. And my son was the same way. He couldn't sleep either. He was like, oh my God, why can't I sleep? He's like, you were quiet. Everything was cool. We went to bed, within an hour of each other. And he's like, Mom, this is crazy. This energy, I can't sleep. And I'm like, I think it's the full moon. We had our duende, our house fairy, out in the full moonlight. But when I woke up in the middle of the night, I went out. I went into my bathroom, and I have a skylight. So I was like, hey, I'm going to see if I can see the moon out the window or the skylight. And, well, Luna was nowhere to be found. Luna being the spirit of the moon. And all of a sudden the clouds parted, and there she was in all of her full moon glory. And boy, was she beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I encourage you to go look at the full moon if you haven't seen her yet. Tomorrow she'll be waxing a little bit, so she'll be a little bit less than full, but I'm sure still ever as beautiful. So the clouds parted, and here's the full moon. Gorgeous. And then the clouds immediately, after a few minutes, came back. And then the clouds formed a mermaid circling the moon. And then there was another mermaid circling the moon. And I was like, oh my God, that's incredible. It was so beautiful, and I just felt really blessed. I don't know what that was about, but I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, one of my nicknames has been Mermaid Girl. I called my little daughter Mermaid Girl when she was very, very little. Now she's 20 years old, and I'm not going to call her girl. You don't ever call a millennial girl. It's just a big mistake. But I keep my name on Instagram as Mermaid Girl 888. 8's being because A is lucky and is good feng shui, which we're going to get into some feng shui tonight. It is Feng Shui Thursday, and I've only done like about 4 or 5 of these, and this is a pretty good topic for Thursdays, but I don't have enough material to do it every Thursday forever, and plus that might get tedious. So it's kind of fun every 3 or 4 months to do another feng shui episode. But yeah, 888 is good feng shui, and also it's very kind of, at least to me, reminiscent of the scales on a mermaid's tail. So that's why it's my Instagram handle and also my Twitter. So it's my personal account. But anyway, I wanted to read to you guys the Ascension Energies update from Naga Healing 33. That's NAGA Healing, and then the numbers 33. Ascension Energies update for today. Heart has been going through an intense purge these past days. You're likely feeling weird sensations in your heart, including irregular heartbeat, internal and external pressure, anxiety, sudden mood changes. Well, that could be explained by the full moon in Pisces. Especially suddenly crying or feeling angry about current or past situations. Our hearts are being resized and healed, not rehealed, just healed. Solar plexus and throat chakra are also currently showing symptoms. There's an overwhelming amount of synchronicities of all kinds happening too. Now for her, she said her number patterns have been 6464. I haven't seen that one, but I have seen 66 or 666. And she also says for her 77 and 99 mostly, but she's also seeing 444 and 33. Well, for me, I'm recording this at 122. I've been seeing a lot of 22s and 222s, as well as 33, 44, and 444, 333, 433, and 344. And I have seen also 77. So she also goes on to say, we're being guided to stay as present as possible, grounding ourselves as much as we can, focusing on allowing our thoughts to come and leave without reacting to them. Starting tomorrow, Mercury in Libra will help to use, or it says will help use merge, I guess she means us, will help us merge duality even more. And Libra does strive for balance. I do know that because that's my son. When he's out of balance, it's like he's a cat on fire. and when he's in balance, he's like a kitten with the tears in its eyes going, I'm sorry, I was a cat on fire. That's how he is, man. It's like, oh my God. It's like, you never want to be around a Libra when he or she is unbalanced. It's absolutely crazy. But when they're in harmony, it's amazing to be around a Libra. Okay, so this person goes on to say even more below the post. She says, Ascension Energies update. Use your body to transmute the weight from these emotions. There's a lot of pressure in the sternum and muscle, external type of pressure around the heart. Remember to remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth and fill your stomach when inhaling. I sense many intrusive and obsessive thoughts you had already heal, but they might come back. Highly recommend the breathing technique of pranayama for healing anxiety and transmuting emotions from the physical body. Your body can be a tool, so use it. Ground yourself, transmute, and stay in the present moment. And tomorrow, she said she'll talk more about Mercury in Libra and her name is Naga, and that is Naga Healing 33. So I thought that was kind of an interesting take. I don't have all these symptoms, but I have had heartburn. It's kind of heart reference-ish. And I have had pressure around the heart a little bit, and I've had pressure in my lungs, hard time breathing, lots of asthma energy, even though I fixed things in my room where I wouldn't be near dust, and I cleaned and swept a little bit, and it seems like it shouldn't be as bad as it is, really, but it has been a little bit kind of crazy. There were messages from the Twin Flame community. I found, I think this was, I want to say this is today. Yeah, it was yesterday. And there was quick love messages from your counterparts, higher self, take what resonates. This person, 3 Divine Feminines is the name of her post channel. And so she says, the best is yet to come. I'm closer than you think. I'll make it up to you, baby. See only love. I feel your energy day and night. And you know in your heart, I am always there. So if you are a twin flame and you're not, you are incarnate with that person, but you're not quite, there officially yet, that might resonate with you. It resonated with me. It felt like my twin is, at least those are the energies or the feelings he might be feeling. I can't say for sure because I don't know him yet, but I kind of felt like this might resonate with some of you, and I thought I should read that. All right, so, oh goodness, what else? There were so many things I wanted to go over with you. I'm trying to think of what other symptoms. Yeah, just the sleeping, the interruption of the sleep, the insomnia, and I think it's due to the full moon. We have a lot of energies hitting us right now, guys, and I felt the need to take a long nap this afternoon. I thought I was going to lay down for maybe 20-30 minutes, take a little cat nap, and I don't know, it was more like a big old lion nap. And I slept for like 3 or 4 hours in the afternoon. And a lot happier today than I've been in the past week. Like today I wasn't happy per se, but a lot more bouncy than I've been in like 3 or 4 days, which is nice. I felt like, hey, yeah, all right. I had more of a can-do attitude, which was lovely. And my son was that way too, even though we didn't get much sleep. Like every time he woke up, I was already awake. Like I'd wake up and I'm like, what the hell, Why am I awake in the middle of the night again? And all of a sudden I'd hear him get up and I'm like, why are you up, And like the second time I was awake, but I didn't get up or make any noise, and I heard him get up and he's like, Mom, are you awake? And I'm like, yeah, and he knows because I'm not snoring that I'm awake. So it was very odd. It was just like we were really in tune with each other and we knew intuitively what was happening. So I think intuition is at an all-time high right now, and dreams have been vivid, and the typical earring has been just crazy off the charts. Random extra high pitches, different pitches in each ear at the same time. Like one might be low while the other one might be high. Every time you think of a certain thing that's kind of spiritual, if it rings true, all of a sudden the high pitchedness in your ears goes a little bit more. And that's a bit of a confirmation. Another way that you have confirmations, if you say something or do something or something happens and it's meant for you, for your personal growth, you'll get like a chill running through your body. We're still having the hot and cold chills. Last night I had in front of my body, up and down the whole front part of my body, absolute hot heat energy, but at the same time, my back was cold, like really cold. And I'm like, this is insane. I've got my covers completely covering my whole body. Why is it only the back half of me feeling cold, in the front really hot? And it should be equal. It's so silly. And so there was that. That was like a strange anomaly that's happened a couple times. And I've had the feeling again of my angel wings any day are just going to pop out of my back. And so I've been having itchy feeling on my back, like as if that's really going to happen, which I don't believe it's really going to happen, but that's the energy I keep getting, like in the dead center of my back where the wings would normally attach if like I had wings again. And I just feel like there's like a pain there, and in the pain there's itchiness, but only in that part of my back. It's so strange. A lot of stiffness in the hips and a lot of hip area issues. And like, I don't know, I think I pulled a muscle while moving furniture. It's a muscle I didn't know existed because I've never been pained in this part of my hip before, but it's crazy. I've been in so much pain for like 3 or 4 days now since I cleaned my energy in my room. Basically, I didn't wash it, but just energetically, I did some clearing and I did Feng Shui in my room. And the moment I did that, I felt great. But then I woke up the next day with this pain in my hip, and I'm like, I feel like I bruised my hip bone, which is such a strange feeling. And I don't know what this is, but the rest of my body's been very stiff, especially ankles and feet. I've had pain a lot in my ankles. But I mean, again, that could be where just because I broke my leg. But if you're having a lot of pain and stiffness where you're like, I don't know what the hell's going on. How come I can't turn my neck very well? How come I can't get up very well? And especially if you're young and this never happens to you, and all of a sudden it's happening, and you're like, what the hell? I just turned 26 and I'm like feeling crazy, because I can't move very well. It's the Ascension Symptoms. It really is. Remember, you could always take a hot bath or a hot shower. You can always, don't resort to this first, but aspirin is an anti-inflammatory. Naproxen sodium is an anti-inflammatory if you want to turn to those kinds of things. I would also suggest, before you go that route, lavender essential oil can help relax your muscles. Essential oil of peppermint. If you're having moody energy where you feel like negative or down or just like screw it all, I don't want to live anymore type of energy. A lot of people have been going through that suicidal energy. And even if it's like old thoughts that you don't feel anymore, it's revisiting now. And so the best essential oils for depression, and I've gone through this before, lavender and peppermint will both help. Bergamot, if your depression is centered around not having enough money or being afraid of not having enough money, bergamot will actually pull money your way. Also, it alleviates symptoms of depression. Grapefruit, if you have a hard time getting up in the morning, the essential oil of grapefruit, if you love grapefruits. Otherwise, skip that one and go to orange. Anything citrusy, lime, bergamot, grapefruit, they're all going to lift your mood and make you feel sunny and cheerful in your personality. And there are other, if you're feeling depression in like a spiritual way, like there's spiritual depression, when you feel like you already know what you need to know and you can't know anymore, and you see a big stack of books, or if you go online to look for spiritual books and you just don't relate to any of them anymore. And you're just like, either you have all the knowledge already, or you're just like bored with it all. Like, I'm not a Buddhist. I don't want to read the Buddhist book. I'm not a Hindu. You start feeling like negative towards everything. I kind of want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. I can't find a book I want. I'm interested in witchcraft, but it's all for beginners. I can't find the right one. I've gone through these things. So for spiritual depression, frankincense and myrrh, what they brought to baby Jesus when he was laying in the manger. What the hell would a baby need with incense? But okay, but whatever. These are, the higher vibrational energies in these essential oils. Essential oil of rose, especially if you could get your hands on Damascus rose. Also vanilla, even if you just have vanilla extract, that's, an easier way to go about it if you can't get your hands on essential oils just right now. The quickest fix is vanilla. Vanilla does alleviate depression. Hot chocolate alleviates depression. And if you're a vegan, and I know a lot of you are, you can actually just do hot chocolate with, if you like a hot chocolate that tastes a little bit fattier, like if you were going to have milk in it, you could always do almond milk or, your typical, milk substitutes made from nuts, but also just coconut oil, float a little bit of coconut oil in that. Another weird symptom I've noticed is everybody is thinking about the fall and Halloween already. And it's been like that for about a month. Mary Engelbreit, the very famous and amazing folk artist who lives in Chicago, she got out her art supplies and today started drawing bats and full moons with faces. And she's like, what is wrong with me? September just started. Why am I already thinking Halloween, which is close to 2 months away? She said, you know what? If by October I'm getting out the art supplies to do Christmas stuff, you know what? I'm going to just throw away all my art supplies and give up art. Because she's just so mad. Why is she doing this out of season? It's back to school season and she's already thinking Halloween, which is October 31st through November 2nd if you are, in South America, because Day of the Dead. So I love that it's a 3-day celebration. But Mary Engelbreit, I love her. If you don't know who she is so amazing. Her art has brought tears to my eyes more than once, and it's folksy and arty and just so cute and very uniquely Mary. It's not anything I've seen anywhere else, although I've seen folky type art other places, but she always has a good message, and so you could check out her Instagram account. But I wrote to her on one of her posts, and she wrote back, and I was like, oh my God, I have wanted to interact with this woman for decades because I've always loved her work and she's always inspired me. And her stuff is so cute and so folksy that it's just, I used to have some of her art up in frames around my house. And even my kids loved it. Everybody loves it that sees it. They're like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. And she talks about freedom and she talks about equality, and sometimes she talks about God and country, but usually her stuff is just very kitschy and just really, really cute. Anyway, but she's already talking about fall, and it dawned on me that, I can't stop thinking about Halloween. I've been wanting to buy Halloween t-shirts and Halloween socks, and I told my son maybe it should be Halloween year round. I love Halloween so much. And he's like, I'm not going to argue. I love Halloween. It's his favorite holiday. Every year, he's reminded that he's always his age plus 13 days on Halloween. And that will be that way forever. His very first Halloween, I dressed him up. He was a whopping 13 days old. And I took him out on Halloween. And this is the first time I brought him out into the community. And so it was literally the first time he ever did anything out in the community and interacted with other people. It was because it was Halloween. And it doesn't feel colder here. Usually there's a crisp energy in the air around Halloween that just makes you want to have apple cider and, hot apple cider with a stick of cinnamon in it. I don't know about you guys, but that's one of my things. And it makes me want to eat popcorn, even caramel corn, and candied apples, and makes you want to nest and get extra blankets and lots of pillows and watch old movies. And there's just such an energy to the Halloween season. And I've been feeling it all throughout August, even before my birthday. And I'm like, this is insane. But then I start seeing other people. I mean, like, I've seen probably 10, if not 20 different accounts on Instagram where people are already dressing up in their Halloween costumes. They're already, like, witches are dressing like witches. I even ordered a witch's hat. I will have to model it for you guys and put it on Instagram eventually. But the Halloween spirit somehow is among us. Even on Wish, I mean, I've seen slip covers that go over your cover with Day of the Dead, the skulls with the sugar skulls, they call them, with all the flowers on them, and, with roses. And it reminds me of the Grateful Dead also. But, their artwork of all their albums were always skulls with, because, Grateful Dead. But I've just seen it everywhere. I mean, not just in steampunk clothes and rockabilly clothes on Wish, which are super fun to look at, but like slip covers for your couch and pillowcases. And I've just seen it everywhere. And other people are talking about this too. Like, oh, I can't wait for Halloween. I can't believe it. Halloween season is upon us. They were saying this in August. And it's like, no, it's not. That's not until October. So that's been a weird thing that I've noticed. I don't know if it's an Ascension symptom per se, but it's something that's on all of our minds somehow. It's in the collective psyche. We all want to go, have our Halloween rituals, I guess. And so that's been a big thing lately. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything I could imagine or think of that's, just a lot of pain, a lot of stiffness, a lot of sleep disturbances. Trying to think if I have anything else. What's funny is, like, usually I'll have like these aches and pains in my body, and I think, well, it's just me, and it's probably not the collective. And then I find out later all these people are complaining about the things that I'm having problems with. Tummy issues a little bit because I'm drinking so much vinegar because of the indigestion. It's affected me in other ways, which is cool. I think I might be losing a little bit of weight accidentally. I mean, I love that anyway, but I've been wanting to eat heavier food, really super dense food. So if you are a vegan and you wanted to have more dairy, or if you're a vegetarian and suddenly you find yourself craving a steak or a piece of chicken that you don't normally eat, you know what? Go for it, because your body might need the extra protein at this time to make some of the changes. And a lot of you are new to the show, and I've said this several times before. I had an insight last year in the first season, and this was the insight. Actually, Prime Creator, when I was channeling him, he said this, that if you are a vegan or a vegetarian and you have mostly a plant-based diet, you're always talking about grounding. And people who are on a plant-based diet want to go outside and put their feet in the soil, put their feet on the grass, sit outside, commune with nature to ground your energy, because you feel so high vibration, right? But the people who are meat eaters, we eat meat to ground. That's our ground. And so people who are in the spiritual community who are always saying, lift your vibration up, and they're always talking about going up, and raise it up. Usually they're a meat eater, and usually the people who are like, ground, just touch your feet to the earth, ground. It's because they're usually vegan or vegetarian. What a weird insight that was for me. And it dawned on me, and I had asked Prime Creator, like, what is the best diet? Like, maybe we are all gonna go vegan, And I even did the vegan thing for a while, and after like a week I was feeling amazing, and after 2 weeks I was feeling run down, and I aged like so much in like the first month. I looked like hell. My hair started to go whiter everywhere, and I started to feel like crap. And plant-based diet just does not frickin' work for me. And I noticed that even yesterday, my son and I ate burritos with meat, and I had 2 of them, and they were enormous burritos. We were like, oh my God, this is so good. It tasted amazing. And I thanked the animal spirit like I always do. It's my Native American roots. I can't help it. And I did that. And today I woke up, looked in the mirror, and I was like, damn, a lot of my wrinkles are gone. The collagen in the meat, I don't know what it was, but all of a sudden I'm like, oh, well, I look thinner, and my face is better. My hair color is back because I started eating meat. So, it's like whatever diet you're called to do that diet. Don't judge other people or spend any seconds at all judging others for doing what they do, because for some people, eating the meat is the ground. For some people, smoking a cigarette is the ground. For some people, having a lot of sex is the ground. We all ground our energy in different ways, and we all lift our vibration up in different ways. Some people do it with diet, and they don't do much else. Some people do it with dancing and singing and, being interested in the high vibrational, practices, like even going to church and singing. That's for some people. For other people, it's meditating and chanting. For other people, it's just like focusing on high vibrational music, or working with cards. We all kind of work with, cards every now and again, right? The oracle cards. So you just, I think we're past that now, but I wanted to bring it up in case, especially if you're new to the show. I don't want you to be like, ew, she eats meat. That's not spiritual, but it is. And usually if you follow an Eastern path in an Eastern mystery school, you tend towards vegetarianism and veganism. And that's a whole different kind of energy. But when you're doing like a Western mystery school, they even mention it's okay to eat meat. It's okay to smoke a cigarette once in a while. It's okay. Of course, this was like, the lessons I took were written like in the 30s and 40s, and they didn't know all the crap that was in cigarettes back then. But a lot of people will do stuff to ground themselves and ground their energy. And it doesn't mean you're not a spiritual master or that you're less than somebody who's eating vegetables, right? Only. So I know for me, if I eat too many vegetables, my stomach gets super bloated. I look like I'm pregnant, 9 months, gonna drop the baby any day, and I just can't handle it. My body just says, oh no, forget that. And I feel terrible. And if I keep up that kind of a diet for 3 or 4 weeks, all of a sudden I'm very weak. Like I said, I look old, my hair turns white. When I eat meat, I look vibrant and alive, and I feel amazing. And I do eat vegetables, but I combine the whole thing. And something I've been really getting into lately is absolute, fermented foods. Fermented foods are good for everybody, and it will help your the gut bacteria. And sourdough. I just had a bunch of sourdough bread and bagels, sourdough bagels delivered today. And my son and I are getting ready to buy that San Francisco sourdough starter on Amazon and have it delivered to Florida. And then, our friend will deliver it to us here in Ecuador in a few weeks. So we're thinking about, making our own sourdough bread from the 1849 original sourdough starter, which is almost 200 years old now. So pretty excellent stuff. But if you are a vegan, it is a complete protein. So think about it, learn about it. Joshua Weissman, W-E-I think S-S or S-M-A-N, Joshua Weissman. He is a chef, and he teaches a lot on what you need to do to make the perfect sourdough bread. Listen to him, make it almost like a religion. Just listen to him, because his techniques are excellent. My son did them, and his bread is really good. But sourdough bread, it's like the ingredients are water and flour. That's it. just water and flour. When you go to make the bread, you can add salt if you want, or salt it later if you want. But that's it, just water and flour. But because it's fermented, it gets all of the healthy gut bacteria. And the one from San Francisco is known to have Lactobacillus acidophilus in the bread. That's what makes it sour. So it's almost like yogurt. And it's without the dairy. So those of you who are vegan and you're dedicated to that, this is what's going to give you a complete protein, which is going to be very, very good for everything, your skin, your hair, your energy levels, and everything. So I felt guided to tell you guys that tonight. So there's that. Let's see what else we had here. I had some goodies queued up to talk to you about. So yeah, spaceweather.com, we like to look at the science behind what's actually happening in our bodies. We are affected by space weather, and about 6 hours ago, NASA finally freaking announced that they're going to start looking at the impact that space weather has on us and on the Earth. And it's like, yeah, I've been saying this for like a year. Thank you. Finally, NASA, we love you, you know, even though NASA could stand for never a straight answer, according to Richard Hoagland. But yeah, here we go. We have NASA is going to study that. I mean, we get hit and bombarded by solar winds. We get hit and bombarded by cosmic energy and radiation. And what has been happening is, boom, volcanoes, boom, hurricanes all over the place, boom, random freaking water spouts spouting off all over the ocean in various places. Wildfires caused by lightning. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And a lot of it is coincidental with certain space weather events. So thank you, NASA, for finally seeing that connection. The man who has the channel Suspicious Observers on YouTube, he is a scientist. He's got a PhD. And so he has been saying this for a long, long time. And he's been trying, I think from Harvard. And he's been for a long, long time trying to get people to see this, because he made the connection and it blew his mind. So I wanted to mention that. Suspicious Observers, it's very scientific. It's like that you watch the information and you're like, huh? It doesn't always, I don't always understand it, but I do listen every now and again to him, and it's always interesting. Okay, so the solar wind speed right now is 442.9 kilometers per second right now. We have 13 days without a sunspot, and the cosmic radiation that we normally have has been high or very high. It's still high, but it has gone down by 0.1% in the past 24 hours. We are still currently in a stream of steady solar wind, and it's been for like 3 days this way. The United States has had 8 fireballs reported. See, not a lot of activity suddenly. NASA's all-sky cameras scan the skies above the United States, over 14 different states, and only 8 fireballs. Lately, it's been like a lot more. 7 are sporadic. 1 is an alpha Aurigid. Don't know what that means. So, there's that. Okay, so I had to stop for a moment because, oh my God, my stomach started growling like crazy. I'm not hungry, but this whole wild ride of things going on with that digestion, it's still growling a little bit. It's like, come on, Tammy, stop growling. But it might just be the sourdough bread. I just had a sourdough bagel a little bit ago. So there was something strange that was on the Schumann Resonance website. Now, first of all, the Heart Math Institute, they're still like saying there's nothing available. There's no information whatsoever available. And according to disclosurenews.it, this is really strange what's been going on. So they were saying that we were in a blackout condition yesterday, and they had this huge explanation today, because they're like, I guess I feel obligated, and I think I would too if it's my website, like, to put something, because everybody's relying on this so heavily. And so they say the Schumann Resonance is an electromagnetic vibration between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere in the form of standing electromagnetic waves. The Earth and its ionosphere is a giant spherical resonator, the cavity of which is filled with a weakly, W-E-A-K-L-Y, like being weak, weakly, conductive medium. Earthlings and the environment are two connected vibrational systems with discrete resonant frequencies. Brain biocurrents have rhythms that coincide with the resonant frequencies of the cavity formed by the body's surface, by the Earth's surface and the lower boundary. Today, the electromagnetic background of the Earth has changed radically as a result of human activity. There was electromagnetic smog, multi-frequency radiation, born of a variety of industrial and household appliances. The power of this smog is many times higher than the Earth's natural electromagnetic field. There is so much electromagnetic technogenic debris in the atmosphere that the body does not hear Schumann waves. During solar flares, the electromagnetic properties of the lower ionosphere change, which leads to a change in the resonant frequencies of the cavity and consequently to a violation of the equilibrium of the system. The Confederation's space fleets also have an impact, which also affects the frequency background of the Earth. In short, the reasons may be different. Weird that they would say the Confederation space fleets. What? Are they meaning the Galactic Federation? Maybe. This is Italian moved into English, or converted into English, so maybe that's what they mean, but that... very strange. Now, the last report from them says we are still in this anomalous condition with the new charts that will be released after 17 UTC time. The scale of the amplitude vertical axis Y will change quite a lot, and we will see if these are straight lines or have a cyclical nature. They're freaking out. Everyone's like, what? Like the frequency is just all the way across, just straight lines. Duality, amplitude, all of it, just straight lines. The Schumann Resonance itself is like 3 green lines. And it's like really, really crazy because it says, and there's even an article here, why are you so tired? Yeah, it's making us tired. The amplitude is freaking 4, 3, and 2 are the 3 amplitudes that they've caught. And it's just like power 5, the quality power 7.8, and the frequency minimum maximum is 8 hertz frequency. Like 7 they have nothing. There's no hertz frequency at all. They're just showing you what it's supposed to be, but all of a sudden there's like they can't even for a little bit begin to record it. It's just gone. We can't even record the Schumann Resonance right now. Maybe because of the cosmic radiation, which is at like 8% of the space age total average right now. So it's like pretty high. It's high, not very high, but that and all the solar winds for like 2 or 3 days, we've just been bombarded with solar winds, and now we have the full moon in Pisces. So a lot of stuff is affecting our bodies, our systems. And my stomach is like still growling. Oh my God. So, I've been having wild digestive issues. Suddenly my body's like, that's it. Time for a detox. Time to purge out of nowhere. You'd think it'd be after I decided to have a green shake or something, which I love, but, spinach, yay. But no, it's just like randomly happening. So that's another thing that's going on. As in the collective. Oh my God, my stomach is, this is so embarrassing. My stomach is like, feed me. And it's like, no, dude, we ate so much today. I bought these donuts. I had them delivered. I wrote to one of the neighbors. She's making these donuts. They're itty bitty. They're little tiny donuts. I mean, the normal size of a donut in the United States for one. And it's like the same amount of dough, but she's making 4 itty bitty donuts. She puts frosting on them. And I got 4 for my son and 4 for me, and they're all different colors. And like the white one was cream cheese, and the pink one was cherry. The blue one was bubblegum flavor, and the chocolate one was absolutely heavenly. But when we opened it, it smelled like Halloween candy. And that was the first thing my son said. Oh my God, she's captured the scent of Halloween candy. I bet she's gone trick-or-treating in the United States. I'm like, I don't know, because people don't do that here. I think maybe a little tiny bit, but it's not really a part of the culture. You know, for us, the big day here in Ecuador is the Day of the Dead, which I think is the 2nd of November here. I can't remember. It's either the 1st or the 2nd. For me, it's a 3-day party. But we were really just like, we were jonesing for that Halloween again with the Halloween stuff. But smelling these donuts, we're like, oh my God. And I don't know, maybe that's what's making my tummies make these sounds. But so I ate these like an hour or a couple hours ago. But they were really good. I'm like, dang, they're fresh. They're so good. Even when the other neighbors started making French fries and like salchipapas is a dish down here. These weird little hot dogs. Just, it's like 2 tiny little hot dogs and then a big massive plate of fries. And it's just like she cut up potatoes and fried it in light oil. And it's like hardly oily at all. So it's like supposedly junk food, but the neighbors do this and they all make these amazing dishes, and we're like, oh my God, it's so good, but it's not very unhealthy. Like if you went to a restaurant, like fast food type of restaurant. But so we've been eating food that was different, and we've been craving like new and different types of food, as opposed to what we normally eat. I don't know if that's an Ascension symptom or not, but that's something my kid and I have been doing, like, oh yeah, hey, let's have that, let's have this. This is another idea we can have, and so maybe that's why my stomach's been crazy. But if yours has been nuts too, that's what's going on. And remember, a tablespoon of vinegar in a half a cup of water, followed by half a cup of water, just plain water. You know, rinse your teeth out, because vinegar is terrible for your teeth, but very good for your stomach, because the pH is so high and you need it. You know, you need the acidic pH to close the clamp in your stomach to prevent the stomach acid from leaking out, especially when you're sleeping. But speaking of sleeping, that's what the show's about tonight. Feng Shui for better night's rest. And I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to have, I think, one message. I think it's only one message this week. This last month it was 2, but we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into all the ways that you can improve your night's sleep just by geomancy, Feng Shui. So, and I'm hoping my stomach is going to stop with the damn growling already. I mean, I sound like I'm hungry. It's like talking to me. My son's stomach was talking to him. It literally sounded like it was saying words. He's like, you know, like, what is wrong with my stomach? Why is it making this sound right now? So if you've been having wild energy in your stomach, heart, also throat chakra is the other one I wanted to say right, you know, before we get into the next section of the show. My throat has been swollen for like 4 or 5 days. Asthma's gotten a little worse, but my throat, just like the swelling of it. And I've heard from other people, they're saying, God, you know, it's just the Ascension symptoms, because normally my throat is normal, you know. So that was the one I forgot to mention earlier. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to take a quick break, guys. When I come right back, it's going to be all about Feng Shui. So, yay, Feng Shui Thursday, right after this message. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's high time you did. It is the absolute easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's absolutely free. Second of all, they have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. You guys have known that I've been doing this for 8 months using the Anchor.fm app right on my cell phone, and I have done it everywhere, right? I have recorded this in my living room, my bedroom, little cafes in Quito, Ecuador, all over Cuenca. It's so absolutely easy to make your podcast, and editing is just a snap. Anchor also will distribute your podcast for you, and it took me about 2.5 months to become syndicated, and now I'm available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more, and so can you. You can make money from your podcast also, and there's no minimum requirement. You get paid from your very first listener. It is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So please, if you are interested in making a podcast of your very own, do not hesitate to start with Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Well, I forgot our collective card reading of the day. I just felt like that this introduction's too short for some reason. There's something, I'm like, wow, I just zipped through the information. Boom, boom, boom. All right. There we go. And guess what? I knew there was something I forgot. Okay. And maybe that's an Ascension symptom, right? Memory issues. I'm pretty sure it is, actually. So, okay, Awakening is the card that I got from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. And this is what the description is. And I'm going to go ahead and put a picture of the card as well as a description up on my Instagram at mermaidgirl888. I will do that by tomorrow, so you can see this beautiful card. It's absolutely lovely. So, okay. Here it is. Awakening. A woman emerges from a bed of roses, symbolizing pleasure and pain. She is surrounded by cowslips called Little Keys of Heaven, or Our Lady's Keys, for their shape. In a room infused with rays of a sunrise shining through an old window pane, her upward gaze is one of recognition or seeing the light. The illuminating power of light, revered as a metaphor by many world cultures and faiths, represents truth, godliness, and the dispelling of darkness. This auspicious card speaks of new light on your pathway. The process of awakening can take many forms, whether subtle like the soft dawn of a new day, or challenging, as when the searing blade of truth is needed to sever ties that no longer serve you well. Could it be time to wake up and own your part in a situation where it may be otherwise tempting to blame others? Or maybe you need to be brave and release old fears. Make a conscious choice to open like the rose and embrace a fresh perspective on your life. The transitional energy of awakening helps liberate you on your journey of awareness and assists you in discerning the valuable from the valueless. Again, that card is Awakening, and I've already taken pictures of it, so probably I'll have it up within an hour of finishing and publishing the show. But I can't believe I forgot that. So crazy. Awakening. And you think about all the stuff that's going on, at the Schumann Resonance, it makes me think that maybe Mother Earth Gaia has already risen all the way up to, the highest point of the fifth dimension where she was going to go. And it's over. I don't know. And I've had a weird feeling like, are we in hell? Have you guys ever thought, am I dead? Like, maybe I died and I don't know. And I'm like in a loop of my own creation and it's not really real. I'm always like questioning my reality. And I mean, I've had some, like the fight with my son for 48 hours worth of that. And then having to turn on my water in 3 different places in my bathroom, the faucet and the shower and the bathtub just to get the water warm. And then turning it off so I could get water pressure and then having to redo it again and again and again. I mean, a 30-minute shower takes like 2 hours just because I'm trying to get it all perfect. And in these moments, I think, are there demons looking through a glass window that I can't see, laughing their butts off because they're putting me through this torture with the shower? Or, the days that I feel super hungry, but I don't want to make food and I just don't have an aversion to eating. And then the next day I'm like, wow, I hardly ate, but then I feel good because I didn't eat. Because my intermittent fasting has been insane. It's like I won't eat for a whole day and then the next day I eat a lot. Probably not how that's supposed to work, right? Okay, I know it's not how it's supposed to work. But, just the past couple weeks, everything's been off. Sleep has been off. Food has been off. Everything's been off. But one compromise I'm doing with my son is when I do the show very late, I'm in the closet. Not good feng shui for me. Not right now, but it is working out because at least we're not going to fight over this anymore. All right, so it's a pretty big closet. It's slightly uncomfortable, but not terrible. I can handle it, for the days that I don't do the show early. The only reason I don't get the show done early is because my phone isn't charged correctly. I don't have enough charge to finish the whole show. But today I do, so yay, there it is. But yeah, I've had these thoughts, like, am I in hell? Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I know I have a piece of paper and I know where it is, and then I go to find it and it's gone. Another weird thing that happened to me, I wanted to tell you guys before we get into the show, the rest of the show. I had a really weird thing happen where I had a necklace on and I wore it all night when I was in bed. It's a protective amulet necklace, and I wore it because my son and I were fighting, and it kind of protects my aura and protects me. And so he has one too, and we love these necklaces have like a good high vibration to them. So I was wearing it all night long, and then the next day I was going to take a shower and I thought, I almost forgot to take off my necklace, and it was on. And then when I touched it and I thought about taking it off, all of a sudden the clasp was undone randomly right when I touched the necklace, and it fell off in my hand. I'm like, what the hell? That's really odd. And I tried to put it together and I couldn't see, and I didn't have my glasses, and I thought, well, I'll do it later. So I put it on the bathroom counter, and I took my shower, and I got out of the shower, got dressed and everything, and I thought, oh, my necklace, I'm gonna go put my necklace on. I wonder, and I put my glasses on because I was going to do the clasp. And I was thinking, I've got to do the clasp before I put it on. Otherwise, it's harder to see. And it's one of those bead, like almost like what dog tags for the army come on. It's like, little balls, the silver, the silver balls, and then you put the ball inside the little thing that's kind of like bean shaped or pill shaped, and anyway, I'm trying to do the clasp. I'm thinking about it in my mind. I got to get it done, and I go to pick it up, and it's already done. I didn't have to do it at all because it was already done. So while I was in the shower, or right when I thought I need to do it, and boom, it's done. Instant manifestation of what I needed in those moments. Probably because my thought of it was so pure. It's honestly, it's these things, these weird little incidences that have started to happen to me again. The weird little things like that. That's what's making me question my reality. It's like, what is happening right now? I just had to tell you guys that because that was such a weird thing. To have a pure thought like, I need to take my necklace off, and then it comes off in my hand and I didn't even touch it. Like, what? The thought that I have to redo the clasp before I put it back on. It's a very pure thought. There's not a lot of emotional, or there's no resistance. There's like, I don't have any, long, deep-seated anti-necklace thoughts from my past. Do you know what I mean? It was just a very pure thought. It's something that has to be done. Then boom. If only we could have pure thoughts of, I need $1 million. But no, we have too many weird things like, do I deserve $1 million? What would I do for it? How would I get the money? And, how would I manage it? And what would people think of me? Or, you know what I mean? Like all the crap that comes along with that. It's not a pure thought because of all the muddied water that comes with it. And it's really crazy when you think about it. I think it's a pure thought that in the vibration and the emotion of it, when it all comes together, boom, there it is. I wanted to bring that up because weird, right? It's such a weird thing to happen, and I think the pure thought made it happen. And other things don't happen. When I think I got to put cream cheese on my bagel, it doesn't just magically appear done already. Although I looked in the drawer, there were no knives, and then the knife to cut the bagel, butter knives, yeah, and then I thought, well, I really need that knife, and then I looked back in the drawer, and there was one. Maybe I missed it, Maybe I created it in that instant. I think the instant manifestation thing, that's why I question the reality. Did we all die? Are we in heaven or hell or some sort of weird purgatory? I don't know. I think we're still here. I think everything's fine, but I do question the reality quite often. I do. Anyway, all right. Tonight's first article I'm going to read to you, the Feng Shui, because I'm learning with you, is from Amerisleep.com. I think it's a mattress company in the United States, and it's their blog about bedrooms and about sleeping well, which is such a good marketing strategy, don't you think? If you're going to sell mattresses, you can't talk about the mattresses all the time. You got to talk about what you're going to do on the mattresses, and they can't really talk about sex because it's a family-oriented website. So what do? You talk about getting a good night's sleep, right? So all right, Amerisleep.com. That's AMERISLEEP.com. All right. Bedroom Feng Shui for a Better Sleep, a Beginner's Guide. So that's the name of the article. And it says, if you've gotten into the groove of better sleep habits, but you still are having trouble dozing off, your decorating skills might be to blame. So, yeah, that's true. So they say, at least that's what the experts in the ancient Chinese art of Feng Shui might say. And, of course, this was developed over 3,000 years ago, you guys. So Feng Shui is a way to seek balance in your space, right? And to make your energy harmonious so that you can assure good health and good fortune for all the people that are going to be there. Whether it's just you alone in the bedroom, or you and 3 cats and 2 dogs, or you and your beloved, wife or husband. No matter what it is that you're, trying to do Feng Shui, it's supposed to be harmonious for everybody who enters there. So we want to get a restful and restorative night's sleep so that we are awakening, refreshed, and healthy, and mentally aware, and all the good things that we all need, right? So Feng, F-E-N-G, means wind, and Shui is how it's spelled, but it's Shui. That's how you say it, Feng Shui. It looks like it's spelled Feng Shui, but that's not how you say it. So Feng is wind, Shui means water. So water wind, or wind water. In Chinese culture, wind and water are both associated with good health. So good Feng Shui, it ends up meaning good fortune. And when you have bad Feng Shui, it means bad luck or misfortune. Well, you don't want misfortune in the bedroom, so let's get going on the very basic beginner stuff, and then we're going to get into some deeper things in a little bit. So pick the right bed, obviously, that's number one. According to Feng Shui principles, solid wood or upholstered headboards have much better energy than metal ones, which will give you kind of a prison-like vibe. Ugh, don't want that, right? So naturally, you want a comfortable mattress also. And then they give a suggestion for their own mattress. Work that in there, baby. All right, we're not going to talk about the mattress because you can figure that out on your own. But number two is figure out furniture placement. So your bed should be in Feng Shui's so-called commanding position. Now, I put my bed and my son put his bed. We put our beds in a commanding position, and we both feel a lot more relaxed about sleeping now. And it's only been a couple nights. We did notice doing this really helped. And for him, he's on one wall and I'm on the opposite wall exactly. So we did it according to our KUA number, which is K-U-A number. If you want to find yours out, go look up the words KUA number calculator, and then you're gonna definitely come across a little like a little table that tells you what position is good for you. All the positions are good for you, as far as the east of the house, the northwest of the house, etc., etc. So like what might be a great position for you to sit your desk in or to have your bed in might be like a position of misfortune and death for somebody else. So you have to be really careful and do it according to your KUA number. And there are remedies, Feng Shui remedies, all, like for every single thing that can go wrong, to avoid misfortune, there's always a remedy. So don't worry if you're like, oh my God, my bed can only face north and there's the only possibility, and north for me means it's the 5 ghosts position, which is a Feng Shui term, and nobody wants that, right? So there's always remedies for everything. Okay. So all right, now the number one is pick the right bed, obviously, because you got to make sure the headboard and all that. So number two, figure out furniture placement. Your bed has to be in the commanding position. This might sound intimidating, they say. It's actually really easy. You have to make sure that your headboard is backed by a sturdy wall, guys. My son's bed was on a wall where halfway up the wall began the windows. And that he has not been feeling supported since we got here. And I realized, I read this in one of these Feng Shui articles, and I'm like, oh my God. No wonder you keep saying I'm not being supportive, and I've been incredibly supportive. I did a whole show on what it means to be supportive to make sure I knew what being supportive was, so I could be supportive. And I'm a Virgo, I like to get things right. So I was like, how the hell does he not feel supported right now? Well, guess what? His headboard of his bed was not on a wall. That was solid. It was half solid and half window. And that's when you don't feel supported emotionally. So this is important. Your headboard has to be backed by a sturdy wall. and avoid any walls on either side of your bed. So you have to keep nightstands on either side, and they have to be balanced. If you have an itty bitty nightstand on one side, so say you're the man of the house and you're going to do your bedroom according to Feng Shui, and you've got a big, huge, honkin' perfect nightstand with all the bells and whistles that you need, and a really huge lamp, and it looks amazing. And then as a little tiny afterthought, you give your wife like a teeny tiny little table that's round, there's no drawers, and then a little itty bitty nightlight lamp. Well, she's going to feel like she has no power or say in the relationship. And you have all the power and all the wealth and the position and the everything. And it can lead to disharmony in the relationship and possibly divorce. So your lamps have to be matching. Your tables should be matching. And if you have a nightstand with like drawers in it, make sure that they are matching. That you don't want hers to be extra big and yours is really small. You don't want her side of the bed to be super cramped up against a wall while your side has free and open air. And, you could walk for 10 feet before hitting the wall on your side, but hers is cramped up against the wall because she's going to feel cramped in the relationship. Crazy stuff, right? And that, if you want to learn more about relationships in the home and Feng Shui and promoting good relationships, I did do an episode on that. So just look up, I guess you could Google search it or search for it on Anchor for Feng Shui, and you're going to see all the different Feng Shui episodes I've already done. And they're always on Thursdays, so we have Feng Shui Thursdays. But it's not very often, but when I do, it's always on a Thursday. All right, so let's see. Now, you have to place mirrors in spots that don't directly face your bed. Have a mirror facing you while you sleep will deplete your energy. And while you're sleeping, you need to try to restore your energy. So, this is what you need to do. Okay, they say... Yeah, and by the way, nightstands are grounding, speaking of grounding. So you have a nightstand on both sides of your bed. It's grounding and it's harmonious and brings you a grounding balance. So that's why you need 2 nightstands. Even if you're single, you need a nightstand on either side of your bed. So if you place mirrors in spots, I just said that, dude. Sorry. So most importantly, they say avoid directly aligning your bed with any doors. In traditional Feng Shui, that position resembles a coffin because you're always taken away from your bedroom when you're dead, feet first. It's very morbid, but hey. Okay, so something else. You don't want the head of your bed to share a wall with your toilet. That can bring sickness and dampness in your body. You don't want your head to share a wall where there's a sink or a shower either. Stay away from the bathroom basically. And you don't want your feet to face directly. So if you're laying in bed in the center of your bed and your feet are pointing directly to the door, that is the death coffin position. That's like how you're going to be carried out. And if you sleep that way, you're going to be carried out a lot faster than if you put your feet facing a different direction. So remedy that right away. Turn your bed around. Turn your bed around. Okay, so that's really important. So, okay, number 3, for color, think calm colors. In Feng Shui, your personal energy is derived from one of the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, or water. So, depending on your personal element, you got to look it up. Certain colors will support your unique personal energy, while others will weaken them. So, if your energy comes from the wood element, you have to avoid pink and red in the bedroom, which I would say maybe avoid red anyway, because it's very bright. it might have too much energy and might keep you awake. So a great resource for figuring out your personal element is, they have a little link there. So you could look up personal element Feng Shui and figure it out. It'll help you determine what colors will work best in your bedroom. But something that's true for every element, no matter what, is just make sure you have earth or cream colored items. It creates a warm, nourishing energy, like a good night hug, which sounds awesome. Like, for example, I have hardwood floors, and I also have hardwood ceilings. My bedroom looks like a log cabin. It's pretty cool. I like it, actually. It's not somewhere I want to live for the rest of my life, but it's very comforting to have this cedar wood with it, or actually it's knotty pine, painted almost like a cedar, and it's really beautiful. A lot of wood elements. It might be my element, honestly. I feel very comfortable with it. So number 4, this is a really important one in Feng Shui. Clear the clutter, baby. So it says, true. That invisible under the bed area is super convenient place to store everything, all your stuff that you just can't really seem to find a better place for. But guess what? If you have anything at all under your bed, that is just junk that clogs up your energy flow. And that's going to really mess with you. So if you don't know what to do with an item, and you don't know where to put it, you don't really use it, donate it, toss it, do something. Clearing clutter actually gives you energy. It just really lifts and boosts you energetically. So don't have messy stacks and piles anywhere. You know what? I've got one of those right now. I need to get rid of it. All right. I have like 4 or 5 things that need to go in the laundry. I probably should get that done tomorrow. All right, number 5, let the air flow. If in bedroom Feng Shui, it's all about maximizing the flow of the good energy. So it makes sense, of course, that you have to have an abundance of fresh, clean air. Keep things from getting stale and replace your home's air filters regularly, they say. Wow, like we all have air filters. We don't have that here in Ecuador. So I probably shouldn't have said that. Okay, they say when the air gets too dry, use a humidifier. And the nights when the temperature is so when the air is perfect for sleeping, between 65 and 72 degrees, open up the windows. Well, I live in Ecuador and it's only 43 to 45 at night here, so we don't do that here. So they say in addition to, and that was, by the way, Fahrenheit. In addition to fresh air, natural light does matter, so always have your windows open and your blinds open, your curtains open when there's sunshine. Bring the sunshine in, and that will bring sunny dispositions as well. So, open the window, let air in, let the sun in. I even let the air in when it's raining out. It's like, why not? It has a fresh ionized air. And I honestly, gain a little ionizer will help, even if it's a personal ionizer or just a little one you can put in your bedroom. That will knock out particulate matter. And it will kill, or get rid of viruses. We all know and not love a virus that's in our world right now that messing up a lot of people's lives. So ionizers are really, really good. You can use when you're not in your room and you're not going to look towards your room because it will cause blindness. UV light and ozone generator will help with those things. You don't want to be near these things. But if you just put that off, let it go off in your room for 15 to 30 minutes every week, that will clear the air. And an ionizer or a negative ion generator will help you daily. And you can be around that, and that will knock out dander and dust and particulate matter you don't want to breathe in that you might be allergic to. So that also helps. So they say also the 6th thing here is steer clear of electronics. So this is very important. They say electronic devices in your bedroom will zap your sleep. So according to bedroom Feng Shui, the gadgets add fire energy to your room, which can make it hard to sleep. So no TVs, guys. And whether you're watching a movie on your tablet, which I am guilty of, or texting on your phone, or you're using your laptop to catch up on your email, you got to do it in another room, or another, like if you have a room adjacent to your bedroom, maybe that's the best place to do it. And power down 30 minutes before you decide to turn in, because that will help you get the best night's sleep. Now, I think also turn down the light. Turn down for what? Okay, yeah, no, turn down the light on your tablet or your phone, because your biorhythms are affected by the brightness of your device. So that's also very important. Let's see. Now, something I'm really guilty of, and I love doing this, is I like to hear music when I sleep, or ASMR. Something you could do if you have a room adjacent to your bedroom is maybe you could cast it using Bluetooth and put a little Bluetooth speaker under your pillow, or maybe not under your pillow, maybe, next to you on your nightstand, or those little tiny Bluetooth headphones that are wireless, but I don't know how healthy they are. But sometimes I need to have that extra energy of, it's not the energy of it, but like the high vibrational binaural beats. But I don't do it for 8 or 9 or 10 or 12 hours. I only now do it for like 3 hours or 2 hours. And if I wake up halfway through it, I'll shut it off, and the rest of the night I don't do it. So it's not a good habit necessarily, especially Feng Shui. It's not good Feng Shui. So, point taken article. All right, next we go to an article on refinery29.com. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, so you can go check it out. It's called, Could Feng Shui Be the Antidote for Your Sleeplessness? So it's a really long article, but it's really good. And there was, this lady who has been interviewed for the article is Angie Cho. She is a Feng Shui architect and interior designer, and she is being interviewed throughout the article, and that's who has given the information. So what she says, okay, according to Cho, your bed should be in the commanding position, just like the other article said that. So it has to be as far as possible from the door, but you need to keep your doorway in full view so you can see the door. Your feet cannot be facing the door. Remember that, So the distance will prevent your energy from leaking out through the exit, but it also orients you so that you ensure you have a full range view of both the door and the room at large. So from that point, you can see any approaching danger at a safe distance. When you're in bed, you're passive, and it makes you feel emotionally and physically vulnerable. And there's a subtle anxiety that comes from facing away from the door, and it will keep you up at night sometimes. So when your unconscious brain feels in control of your environment, there's a much greater sense of comfort and security. So sure, they say in small apartments, full creative freedom is rarely a possibility from the point of view of an interior designer, but at the very least, you have to make sure that your doorways are well within your lines of vision. I agree with that. I don't like surprises, especially random people walking in my bedroom. So, they talk about other things like obviously bed positioning, optimal air quality, and also colors, just like the other article does. And keeping your windows open during the day, natural light recharges your space, and the circulation of fresh air, of course, cleanses it of impurities, leaves your room clean. And they say the same is true of the windows with the door. Keep your windows in full view, and it helps quell that face of danger, anxiety. So, of course, it's tough in a small room, but everything's going to be okay as long as your windows no windows fall behind your head, because that makes you feel supremely vulnerable. And you know what's funny is I think my son feels a little bit better because he's sleeping with his head on a solid wall suddenly. And I'm glad I told him this. It makes it a lot better. So if you keep the windows open and your bed free from clutter and the air flow underneath, and she says just get a run-of-the-mill air purifier or even a diffuser with a soothing scent like lavender. That's going to help you get a better night's sleep. So you've got to keep mirrors away from the bed. According to Will Lestrange, he is an international Feng Shui consultant for the last 25 years. And he says because energy bounces off the mirrors and it will disturb the experience of the softness of the room. You want your bedroom to feel soft and gentle. You want to be able to relax completely in the room. So harsh reflective surfaces are reminiscent excuse me, of other distinct spaces in our lives, such as kitchens and bathrooms, which are places we would never sleep. So you don't want to be reminded of a place you will never sleep while you're in your bedroom, obviously. So if you can't cover mirrors up entirely, or if you can't remove them entirely, cover them up with scarves or towels before you go to bed. I definitely agree with that. If you've ever seen Poltergeist, the movie, the ghosts come through the mirror. It's like so creepy. So yeah, I don't have any mirrors in my room. I have mirrors in my bathroom, but not in my room. Use light and color to reflect the principles of nature. It's unlikely that you'll opt for a primary red or neon yellow room, or color for your walls, but there's a lot of logic and intuition. They also consulted Master Punyin, and he's one of the classically trained Feng Shui masters of China, and he practices in the West. And he says that both light and color are central to the way that we interact with the space. So, let's see. And she worked alongside her father, Master Tin Sun, and they introduced Feng Shui to urban planning projects in New York City, such as the revitalization of Times Square and also Columbus Circle. So if you're from New York, you know what these things are. But she's more familiar with the ways that you can utilize nature to enhance the space. Okay, so in the bedroom, neutral tones and anything you can see outdoors, skin tones, mossy greens, warm whites. And if you stay away from patterns and wallpapers that distract your mind, that will give you a better night's sleep. So if you're going to hang art, make sure it's very simple and the colors are very neutral. Let's see. You want natural light cycles, but in the morning you want blue light in the blue light in the morning, warm light in the evening like a sunset. That will train your brain primally to respond to light as an indicator of whether or not the day is beginning or ending. You want your body to kind of fall in, in line with what's going on with you mentally, okay? And that will give you a sense of spiritual comfort as well. So the light gradient will help you shift in and out of your modes, various modes of the day. And glare from your digitized screen, like again with that, that's not good for you, okay? They say don't stream your sitcoms before you fall asleep because there's blue light that comes off of your screen and it signals your brain that it's time to meet the day, and you're trying to meet the night. It's not going to work out, so you got to be careful. Now, this is the most important takeaway from this article, is getting rid of your emotional and your literal baggage. So I'm going to read this part. When I'm consulting with someone about their space, says Laura Serrano, New York and LA-based Feng Shui consultant. She says, I need to know the whole story. I need to know what's going on in someone's life with their family, their friends, their psyche as a whole. So, according to Serrano, there are uniform objective principles of Feng Shui, like the commanding position of the bed, for example. But there's also more personal elements of the practice. Everything tells a story. Whether it's a book or a piece of paper or a small trinket, it has energy within it. Where did it come from? Who gave it to you? Where did you buy it? You know, did anything significant happen while you're wearing it, right? So, she says you have to keep your under the bed space clean and free of clutter in order to keep your mind clear of clutter. So we're all inclined to keep a different array of personal relics scattered, she says. Usually it's like super impractical, especially in the bedroom. But a lot of people have shoe boxes stuffed with love letters or movie tickets from decades past. For other people, it's boxes of clothes that are unworn and they're accumulating under the bed. People can vouch that they've got scattered makeup, stacks of books, shoes without homes, and pouches that are plump with expired prescriptions. And emotional energy that radiates from the chosen storeway objects can be a major factor in preventing sleep. She says, I once worked with a writer who was having trouble sleeping, and turned out she had an unfinished manuscript underneath her bed. Oh my God. The negative energy from the script just kept her up all night, every night. She had bad insomnia. So she notes that things like shoes and books, they have active energy. You keep them under the bed, near the headboard especially, can be a very serious roadblock to unwinding at night. Photographs and personal mementos are just bad juju, says Cho. It's like you're quite literally sleeping above a mountain of energy, and it pertains mostly to your past. So she says, we're not demanding you burn your love letters from the lovers of yore, but we are suggesting you consider moving your emotional baggage to a different room. Oops. So they're saying, let's see, very few people have a surplus of closet space, and that under bed storage is sometimes a must. So what they say is just utilizing the alcove for loungewear, linens, sweaters, and products that are soft and generally suited to the whole pre-sleep headspace. So if you're going to have to store something under your bed, guys, make sure it's like extra blankets, sheets, pillows, you know, things that are soft and sleep related and comforting, things that will make you want to relax in. So clutter does keep your mind from disassociating and entering a state of rest. So if you leave newspapers, books, medication in your bedroom, it'll make you hyper aware of the issues of yourself or issues faced by the world at large. Things strewn across the floor, any type of mess, keeps you from properly letting go. So, you know, you just need to have a tranquil experience, especially if you're an insomniac. So, the ties between cleanliness and godliness are tenuous at best, but cleanliness and sleepiness are definitely tethered together. They say in so many ways, Feng Shui is literal, Lestrange adds. So clutter in the room creates clutter in your brain, and you just want to get rid of all the dust. So I thought that was a good article. I didn't read the whole thing there to you, but just in case, I want you to be able to have the energy. I'm going to try to quickly go through this last article. It's kind of long-ish. It's 33, where is it called? 33 bedroom Feng Shui tips to improve your sleep. We're going to rush through it because we only have like less than 20 minutes left. All right. So fengshuinexus.com. Feng Shui, FENGSHUINEXUS.com. So this is the website, an official Feng Shui website. All right. So if you've ever fallen asleep for 8 hours and woke up tired, it might be Feng Shui, basically. And we already know what Feng Shui is because we went through it with the other articles. So choose bedrooms at the back end of the house. So if you're going to go and look for a new apartment or new house, here's some cool tips. So it has to be your bedroom has to be away from the street and close to the backyard. And that's because the back bedrooms are much more quiet and your sleep will be less likely to be disrupted by sound or movement in front of the house. Like, human traffic or car traffic. And also will give you a lot more privacy. Number 2, avoid bedrooms at the top of the garage. Ooh, I didn't know that. The smell of the car exhaust. Yeah, exactly. Noise from garage door movements, probably your son's band or a roommate's band, whatever. I'm just kidding. Insects that creep into your bedroom also come from garages. Oh, yuck. Didn't ever think about that. And also, it'll prevent warmer bedroom temperatures. So, there's an article written about that. If, those things are taken care of and you have a bedroom over a garage, you could, Feng Shui always has a remedy for everything. So number 3, avoid bedrooms under highly active areas, under restaurants, entertainment rooms, areas where humans are active instead of sleeping peacefully. So that's not good. Usually it does not apply to apartments and high-rises because the bedroom is likely below another bedroom, and the flooring usually is very thick and very soundproof, so it's okay. But you have to be careful if you're in a single-family home and your bedroom is underneath a restroom, because your sleep is going to be interrupted anytime someone flushes the toilet or turns on the water to wash their hands. So they say if you live under a room of a teenager who has a different sleep schedule, their movements, music, or other activities will keep you up all night. See, in my case, my son goes to bed early and I'm the one up late at night. That's why I'm stuck in a closet, which, it is what it is. Number 4, avoid bedrooms that are on top of the kitchen stove. Well, obviously not on top of, but directly above that. It will bring bad energy. They'll create health issues. So, so people are cooking and baking all the time underneath your bedroom, it might bring your temperature up, and it will give energy or heat off the back of the refrigerator. Can also heat your bedroom up too. And you need the optimal temperature for sleep, which is around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can lose quality sleep if your room is too hot. In my case, it's too cold, but anyway. I did just buy a heater, so yay. So kitchen ventilation and exhaust hood will use a tube to take the grease and the smoke out, and it's filthy. And if it's leaking or malfunctioning, it could bring negative health, especially if your bedroom is above the kitchen. That's why just don't. They say do not oversize your bedroom. If your bedroom is too large, you wake up tired because you can't get, even if you get a full 8 hours of sleep, because people find it hard to relax in extremely large bedrooms. And it could be survival instincts. We're vulnerable when we're sleeping. It's a larger space. We can't really be aware of everything in the surroundings. It will cause us to sleep on high alert. Okay. Place the head of the bed against a wall. We already talked about that, but they say, let's see here. Headboard against the wall gives you a subtle sense of security and helps you fall asleep faster. It's, again, the survival instinct. And also, it helps you to feel supported. You feel heard and supported and solid and, there's this word again, grounded. So number 7, avoid placing a bed against the same wall as the door. So if you live with other people, especially like a significant other, family members, or disrespectful roommates, which I guess that's me in my case, but anyway, have a different sleeping schedule than you. Every time the door opens when you're asleep, you're going to wake up on high alert because the sound and the movement of the opening door is loud, especially, if you have a roommate that sleeps in the room with you. So, don't share your room, the head of your bed with the door on the same wall, Oh my God, it's so cute. There's a picture of pigeons looking in the window. Oh my God, yeah, that's like super uncomfortable. If you're in a high rise and pigeons are staring in, oh my God. Like Fred and Ethel, my last place. My stomach is making noises again. Oh my God. Hopefully it's not going to be part of the audio of the show. All right, number 8, avoid placing the head of the bed directly below a window. Obviously, we already talked about that. And then that's why, because if the pigeons are looking in at you, my son had a locust, one single solitary locust on the edge of his windowsill every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. And all of a sudden, it like fly up there and get there all quiet, and then like really loud. And he's like, what the hell? And it was disturbing the hell out of him, because when he finally got up to look at it one day after weeks of this terrible sound, he saw what it was, and it freaked him the hell out. It's too freaky. So I'm glad he moved his bed. All right, so place the head of the bed against the wall opposite from the door. That gives you that security, comfort, commanding, position again. If you can, you just got to make everything work. Now, again, number 10, bed should not share a wall with a toilet. So, because again, hearing the flushing sound, the water going through the pipes, it's faucets, showers, everything. It can be very disruptive. And they do say a solution, though, if you have to keep your, headboard on a wall like that. A thick headboard that minimizes unwanted noises that will disturb your sleep will very much help. Number 11, never share a wall with a kitchen if you can avoid that. So now above the kitchen is what we talked about, but now they're saying the energy from the kitchen is a fire energy, and that'll cause insomnia and other health issues that arise in a lack of sleep. A more scientific explanation is that the wall transfers heat from the kitchen. Again, you don't want to sleep in a too hot room. So, let's see. And obviously, the clinking of dishes. If someone's going to do dishes early in the morning and you're a late sleeper, that will disrupt your sleep. You just don't want to do that. And for me, and this is really strange, my son goes to bed and I go to bed, and all night long, the pattern of the coffee pot being turned on, turned off, the coffee pot being moved, I hear that sound all night long. Like people are here and no one's here. It's just the pattern in the environment, and I can hear it psychically. It drives me crazy. So I can't imagine if someone's actually here, moving stuff around the kitchen all night. That would be terrible. Anyway, number 12 is avoid sloped or slanted ceilings. I do have a slanted ceiling right above my bed, but it's the same color as the wall, and it's a wood color. So they do say that as long as it's the same color as the wall, it's not as much of a problem. So if the ceiling is very low, that could be uncomfortable, and it'll put invisible pressure, and it might make you feel uneasy, and compressed. So, but they say using a canopy bed is a very easy solution, because the 4 pillars that surround you while you sleep have the tendency to make you feel more supported from the downward pressure of the ceiling. And you could buy, even if you don't have a canopy bed, there are solutions for that too. There are 4 poles that make like a canopy you put over your bed that have nothing to do with your bed frame. You just have to look it up online. Like eBay or Wish or Amazon might have it. Number 13, avoid putting your bed under a beam. If you have a big, huge cross beam in your room, that's super bad feng shui. It gives you an uneasy feeling, and it's like having a sharp object pointed at you, the edge pointing at you. So it makes you feel like your space is being chopped up, and it's very distracting. So they say, again, use a canopy bed as a good remedy for that. Remove hanging furniture above your bed. So they're like, if you have a chandelier right above your bed, that's very energetically draining, and it can make you feel like it's gonna fall on you. You know, it's very uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. You don't feel 100% safe, and so just remove that piece of furniture, put somewhere else, like above a dining room table, where you're not gonna like be underneath, you know, and you're not gonna try to sleep and relax under it, you know. All right, 15, don't place large furniture by your bed. Don't put bookshelves by your bed. You can put small bookshelves if you like to read before you sleep, that's okay. But if you have bookshelves that are bigger than the bed, then that's what's going to command your attention. So large furniture will give you invisible pressure that makes you feel oppressed. So you have to be careful of that. And take your work out of the bedroom. That's just more mental and emotional clutter that you don't need taking up your precious sleep space. Number 17, use conventional furniture. Modern furniture designs have very slick and appealing features, but they say a lot of it might not be emotionally comfortable. So you just have to, you know, do what makes you feel emotionally and physically safe. But this one person saying that, you know, she had an old rickety wooden bed. She loved the way it looked, but it was uncomfortable because she felt like it was always cracking, the furniture's breaking. She felt anxious and scared that the bed was going to break when she moved, or anytime she moved to a different, like, comfortable sleeping position, she would just feel very uncomfortable. Like, oh no, this might be the time that the bed actually breaks. So you have to make sure you're in a bed that feels very solid. You know, like it's not going to break when you roll around in it. So, okay, 18, use very dim lighting. Harsh lighting will keep you up at night. It'll create basically disharmony, and it will help you to, bright light will help you stay awake, so you don't want that. You want a dimmer switch or dim lighting, and as the day or evening goes on, you just take a little bit less light, because that will give you your energy of your subconscious mind saying, okay, now it's time to sleep. So 19, use blinds and curtains that will completely block out the light, especially if you sleep in late. That's obvious, right? 20, move electronics away from your bed. We already talked about that. 21, no mirrors facing the bed. We already talked about that. 22, remove the plants in the room. Wait a minute, what? No, this is a different school of thought, apparently. So plants have an evening complex. They grow taller at night, and the vibrant growth energy that gives off the opposite energy that you want to fall asleep. You don't want to think about getting up and growing and stretching, reaching for the sky when you're trying to fall asleep, right? And that's what plants do. So, most plants do release carbon dioxide than oxygen at nighttime, so I did not know that. Carbon dioxide has the ability to affect your sleep quality. So plants should not be in your bedroom at night. Now, pictures of nature, pictures of plants, that's okay. You know, rocks, crystals, that's okay. Remove any water features. So water is great, but only when you're waking state. When you're in a sleeping state or you want to sleep, it will help. It might feel serene at first, but it's still an active energy. You don't want that yang active energy to disturb and disrupt your sleep. So trying to see. They say even though you might find the sound of water flowing very soothing, if you keep hearing it too much, you'll feel the opposite way pretty quickly, and you'll just feel like that's the most irritating sound ever. The constant water, it's like, it kind of assaults your ears after a while if it's a constant, steady sound. So you're going to want to stay away from that. All right, let's see where we're at. We're almost at the end. I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to go through the next 10 of these, and then we'll close out the show. Wow, it's a good thing I looked. I have a good sense for this timing thing. All right, so the next one is soothing colors. Just choose calming colors. Don't put vibrant colors. Avoid bright orange, bright pink, bright yellow. They're not suitable for bed, linens, curtains, or bedroom wall. You know what? On my bed right now, I've got the ugliest yellow. You could see it. It's in a lot of my pictures on Instagram. Because the lady who owns this place bought it for me, or bought it and then brought it over to me. Here it is. It's like, oh my God, it's so yellow. But my bedroom colors are this wood and also blue, which is good. It's good for my KUA number. Black and blue are my colors, right? And you could check your KUA number with a KUA number calculator. But bright colors will shout at you like, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's like energy, active energy. And it will give you energy, and you just don't need that when you're trying to sleep. And they reflect more light, and that disrupts your biological clock. So just very gentle tans, mocha, Swiss coffee, that might be what you're looking for, right? But also I love the color of like fresh bamboo, or the color of trees. That's very soothing and calming. But if you put a tree in there, then the growing of the tree might irritate you at night, because plants tend to grow more at night. They gather the sun during the day. That's the energy, and then they utilize the energy. It's more efficient that way. The way, the timing of that. So, you can use a bright color in your room as an accent, by the way, but, the main theme of the room should be very calming. They say, take out number 25, remove any odd home decors. And they're showing us a wall of African masks. That would freak me out at night. Even during the day, it's like a little freaky, but I would ooh, interesting. But at night, if I saw a bunch of faces on the wall, that freaked me out. Again, I'd be questioning my reality. So they say, this person says, I've slept in a room with ancient masks from Africa tribes hanging on the walls. And what ended up happening is that I would just stare at them all night long. And occasionally, it felt like they were staring back at me too. It does sound a little creepy. I like the African mask thing. They're very interesting, but no, not for the bedroom. So, they say don't ever have hunting trophies in your room, like heads of animals. Ugh, that'd be terrible. Pictures of faces and any other odd decor in your bedroom will keep you distracted and awake. Especially, don't have a picture of your ex-girlfriend or your ex-boyfriend in there. Ugh, that will energetically just drain you. So 26, don't have any unpleasant images or artwork. So violence or sorrow, that will invoke strong emotions, and it'll keep you awake at night. And the emotions will carry over into your dream life and make you wake up tired the next day, because it will drain you. So if you have any pictures that invoke strong emotions, you got to take them out of your bedroom. If it soothes and relaxes you, and maybe even is a little bit boring, where your mind doesn't want to look at it very much, that actually might help, because you'll be so bored you'll fall asleep. Number 27, Close the window when you sleep at night. And they say you want to block unwanted scent from the outside, like cigarette smoke from the next door neighbor or, anything. Just keep your windows closed. I agree with keeping your windows closed at night, unless you're very hot and you've got a nice screen going on there. I feel like it's more invasive, if a cold breeze comes up, it might wake you. But I like keeping the windows open, and then a couple hours every day in the daytime keeps my room smelling fresh. I like that. So, let's see. 28, master bedrooms, close your bathroom doors. Yeah, I could see my bathroom door from my bed because I'm now in the command position and my bathroom is right next to my bedroom door, which I don't technically have a door, but it's kind of an open air space leading to a spiral staircase. That's why my feet can never be pointing that direction, because it's really bad feng shui. But my feet are always pointing in a different direction, and so it doesn't drain my energy. But now bathrooms are notorious for bad feng shui because there's what goes on in there, and plus it tends to be a humid space. So if you're in a suite, you're going to have bad feng shui like connected to the bathroom right there in your bedroom. So if you close the bathroom door, it will affect the air quality and make it better in your bedroom than if you had it open. So let's see. For obvious reasons, you don't want bathroom smells in your bedroom. That's why you light a match, baby. That will always help. Okay. Close the bedroom door also. That will increase your sense of privacy, especially if you live with other family members. And it'll give you a feeling of security and relax your survival instinct. That will help assist you with your sleep. Also, it will cancel out noise from other rooms, which is also helpful. Like, when the TV is on or other people are talking, that helps. Number 30, please note clutter lying around. We've already covered that. Number 31, we've already covered let go of the TV. You don't need it in your bedroom. Number 32, keep your work out of your bed because that's going to cause you stress. And you're never going to have a place to relax in your life if you bring your work into your bedroom. Number 33, open the window during the day. Keep in the light, the sun, the air, the fresh air. So, and in conclusion, they say the feng shui of your bedroom is very important because you spend a third of your life there. And it determines how well you sleep and how much energy you have during the day. And all these things can affect your work performance, your mood, and even how you interact socially with people. When you have chronic sleeplessness, it causes an inability to learn, headaches, weight gain, colds, depleted sex drive, depression, and many more horrible things. So you do definitely need a better night's sleep. And that's why Feng Shui places such an emphasis on the bedroom. A third of your life is going to be in this beautiful room, and you want it to be 100% there for you, right? So there you go. I mean, that's it. That's the end. There's a little bit more in this article if you want to read it. That's okay. It's up to you. Anyway, that's it. That's all she wrote for tonight. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast. I wanted to say thank you to those of you who are liking, subscribing, sharing, and favoriting, as well as telling everybody in your Facebook groups, all your spiritual groups and your yoga groups and breathing groups and Ho'oponopono groups and all the groups that you might be a part of on Facebook. It does help because you tell people, gets the word out, and people could go, oh yeah, I could use some information like that. I have a lot of interesting and strange information. I know my show is different than other shows out there. So just please continue sharing with others. A lot of you have already done that. I wanted to say thank you for that. Share me with your Instagram followers, your Twitter people, even your YouTube channel. Every now and again, give me a shout out And if you need a shout out for your show, hey, maybe we can exchange. That would be cool, right? Anyway, that's it. Thank you for being on the spiritual journey with me. I'm glad we're here together, ascending together. It's pretty cool. I like the safety and numbers energy of that. You want to find me on Twitter and Instagram. Check out hashtag Soul Tribe, hashtag Soul Family. I usually use those every week, once or twice, so that everyone can find me. But I'm also at Mermaid Girl 888. So there you have it. Another episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast down. Love it. I love you guys too. Thank you so much for listening. Takes two to tango. So I'm glad that you're here with me and we're on the journey together. I think I said that twice, but I'm getting tired and my stomach is very distracting. Oh my gosh, it's like making all these noises. The Ascension Symptoms are just crazy lately. All right. Well, that's it. That's all for now. I will be back tomorrow with all unique and original programming, just like always. And that's it. Thank you for your continued confidence and faith in my abilities. I'm grateful to have you here. And tomorrow is Earth Changes Report and the weekly Weird World News. So hopefully we can get some nice stories that will tickle our fancy and give us a fun weekend. Or if you save the Friday episodes till Monday for your Monday morning commute to make your week wonderful, however you live with my work, that's awesome. So thank you. Something just happened in my cabinet that I'm in. What the fuck? Okay, I just got really scared because something happened. I did not move. I don't know what happened. Something just moved to the cabinet. And I'm here in my room alone. That freaked me out. You could tell the difference in the sound quality though, right? So I did buy the pads to make a better studio in my bedroom, the room adjacent to my room. Okay, that just really panicked me. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna shut it again because I don't want to wake my son up, but that freaked me. Oh my god, that was fun. Woohoo! Something always happens to me in my show. Anyway, I wasn't touching the cupboard and it started to rattle. I thought my son came in here to freak me out. I thought he woke up. Okay, I don't know about that. I don't know if that scared you guys. Well, that was fun. Yay! Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with that show about the Earth changes. I'm probably going to talk about coronavirus. I don't do it very often because we hear it so often from every other place. But, I mean, seriously, it's like I wonder if there's not a spirit in here trying to get my attention. Oh, my God. I might have to open up a portal and send someone to heaven. Oh, God, that's crazy. That freaked me out. I mean, I've done this like 4 days in a row. A little bit of the time in the closet here, and I'm trying to fix the sound quality of the show. So I'm experimenting. Well, that freaked me out. All right, anyway, that was fun, right? The end of the show there. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so, so much for everything. But right now, I am signing off with peace and joy and the high vibes of the Holy Fifth Dimension. Until next time, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.